now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, PUCL Podcast.
It's PUCL! PUCL! It's PUCL! PUCL! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! PUCL! PUCL.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the PUCL Podcast. I am your temporary host for this week, Claude9, here with some of our greatest co-hosts of all time. We have the fluffiest of all the Whimsicotts.
That is such high praise. Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Hello. And we have the guy you put all of your apples in to carry them around, Basket.
Yes, that is what I'm best at. Yes.
I had to think of something. I'm like, what can I do with basket? And I'm like, oh, I use a basket and I go apple picking. That's it.
Wow.
You know, we're actually diverse. We can hold very many different kinds of fruit.
Ooh, what's your favorite type of fruit to hold?
Oh man, I have never been asked that question before.
Nobody has ever cared. So sad.
Let's say, well, I'll tell you which one I hate.
Okay.
Kiwis, because it feels like I'm just carrying around a bunch of rats.
Ooh.
All right. Fair enough. As you may have noticed, we are Thatchless this week. Thatch, Seth Vilo, Shamu, and Shark Finnegan are all at Arlington Regionals. So we are here to take over the podcast for the weekend, and, you know...
We might give it back. Maybe.
Who knows? But a Thatchless episode means no rules. Alright, so first tell me, what have y'all been doing in the wonderful world of Pokemon?
Ooh, okay. I actually prepared for the Charizard raid this weekend. I have an Azumarill. I just need to put the last move on it because the set they advise you to use for general raids is slightly different from the one they advise you to use for the Charizard raid. But I am ready.
I thought that raid came out already, like a week or two ago.
So it had a first run at the beginning of the month.
Okay.
And then there's a new run this weekend, which will be over by the time you guys listen. I'm sorry. But I think the philosophy behind that was, let's just make people realize how freaking hard this is so that they have 2 weeks to actually prepare for it. And then they have a chance. I think that was the reasoning behind it. I haven't tried it yet. I will try it solo. Someone on YouTube said this build of Azumarill works for a solo raid if you do things just right. But I think I'm actually going to ask someone to help me when I inevitably fail. Yeah.
See, that's a lot better than what I went through the game. I caught almost everything. I haven't had time to like trade over. I think I have 2 or 3 trade evolutions or something like that left. And then I'm just like, all right, I'm going to focus on... you know, everything else I have going on in life right now, and then come back to the game.
Fair enough. Yeah, very fair.
What about you, Basket?
So I have been trying to get through the game.
Oh.
Like I've been pretty busy at my job, but I'm pretty proud of myself because I'm about halfway through.
Oh,
I've been having a blast. I'm about to take on the poison type leader, and that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that one was fun.
Is it Atticus?
Atticus, yeah.
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 They say he's eccentric when I talked to them outside of the gate.
Ooh.
So I'm excited to see his
That's one word for it.
Yeah, that is.
All right, now I'm excited. I have like the individuality that they brought to the gym leaders and the teams.
Yes.
Like, it's been kind of cool.
Yeah, I know when the game first came out, it got a lot of hate for, like, all of the graphical issues and, it, you know, the Switch running too slowly. And here I am, like, I don't care. This has, like, been some of the most fun I've had, like, playing through a Pokemon game in ages.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I was first in line whining about it on this very show, but at the same time I was like, but the game is still fantastic. And I will never tire of saying this. If you're playing a Pokemon game and you're complaining about the graphics, maybe you should be playing something else.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't expect, great performance and great graphics from a Pokemon game. It's never what it's been about. Like, I understand that the issues are frustrating. The game has crashed for me at least once. I know it has crashed several times for other people. And I know that it's frustrating when it really starts chugging. And in case, I think we've said this before on the show, but when it does start chugging really hard, what you want to do is save, close the game, and reopen it so that you essentially clear the cache of your game, because it keeps the map loaded everywhere you go, and that's not very efficient.
No, I know they fixed some of the issues, I think, over one of the first patch, but
of them. Yes, some of them.
I was playing through the game, and I'm like, I can't wait to go back and play this again. And I haven't said that since Gen 4.
Yeah, I say this every time, but this time I meant it more. I've actually started a playthrough on Violet, and then I stopped it because there's other things that I would really like to do with my free time. And so I'm trying not to focus too much on Pokemon, but for a few weeks, I literally couldn't do anything else. Like, it stopped all of my other hobbies. It was actually a problem. There's stuff that was really good for me to do, and now I'm not doing it anymore because Pokemon just absorbed me for like an entire month. I need to get over that.
Oh, I hear you. Because, I've come up with the idea of, all right, I'm going to stream the Claude Lock because they put me in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been coming up with all these ideas, and I'm like, I want to start it. I want to do it. But I can't just start it.
Yeah.
I would need to start and then finish it. Because that's just how I work. And I'm like, all right, so I have to wait till the new year. And it's just killing me because, like, I want to play it, and I want to see if it's possible to just solo run the game with one Pokemon. Granted, I think you need 3 for all the Team Star stuff.
Oh, so yeah, I think maybe you do.
I'll have to, like, catch some other ones, but that sounds like a fun, silly challenge, and trying not to over-level massively to win the game is going to be the fun part of it all.
Yeah.
So that's my, like, plan for January is, all right, we're going to make this happen. It's going to just be Claude versus the world. And, a couple of Claudettes, just because I need friends. But I think that's a good place to wrap up the intro. So we'll be right back with the news.
Live from the Lavender Town Radio Tower. This just in.
And we are back with the news. I don't know how Thatch normally segues into any of these, so good luck and we'll figure it out as we go along. But after 26 years of Pokemon and being with us, it has been confirmed that Ash's arc in the anime is finally coming to an end.
He finally gets to turn 11 years old.
After 26 years.
Yes.
I know, like, this is, really sad for me. Like, and I'm sure we'll have a whole episode about this later, or I'm going to try and convince Thatch to let me have an episode about this later when it all ends, but it's weird, like, growing up with Ash, because, like, I'm 28, so, like, I've been around since Pokemon's been existing, and I grew up with it, so it's, having to see him end is just kind of emotional.
Cannot relate, but I understand.
They are giving him an 11 episode send-off, I think starting in March, January. I think it's January of next year. I think it's January 23rd in Japan. And then that will end, and then they're starting the new Scarlet and Violet series with 2 new protagonists. I think Rico and Roy. I think those may have been the Japanese names or whatnot, but 2 new characters. The female protagonist does have Ash's little, like, green V as a hair clip.
Oh.
And has the eyes of Serena. So there's a lot of speculation that, could be the child of Ash.
Oh, gosh. That would be a very weird handling of the timeline.
He goes from 10 to 11 to having children.
Exactly. Like, he ages all of the 26 years in one day.
He wakes up from the coma. That's what happens.
Oh.
I saw some random like Twitter post about it where it's like she has the same eyes as Serena and as Ash's V. I think there's something going on. Nothing's confirmed, but speculation and rumors.
Yeah, it could absolutely not be that pretty much every single character in the Pokemon anime has the same design for their eyes.
People are grasping at straws because we gotta. We just gotta. I know they're gonna end Ash, but like, there's so much more people want to know.
Yes.
Anyways, let's move on before I spend the rest of the topic talking about this.
Okay.
I would just like to go on the record saying that I have never been more excited for the TV show than after finding out that Ash was going to be gone. So
really?
Oh yeah. When I got older, he annoyed the crap out of me.
That is fair.
My favorite addition so far has been Go. So I like the direction they've taken new characters. Somebody with a different personality than Ash to be running around.
Yeah. Now that I can kind of relate to. I did also find Ash annoying at some point. And by at some point, I mean pretty much starting from episode 3. Because I was already old when I was watching. So I guess it's an age thing.
I don't know. I think it's less about him being annoying and more about, just seeing someone you've grown up with for years and years finally leave. It's like when Steve left Blue's Clues. It was a sad moment in my life.
I totally understand where you're coming from.
I don't know who Steve is. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, and this is... Alright, I guess I'm too young.
No, it's fine, it's fine. We can stop being, focused on me being old and a foreigner.
No worries. Alright.
Okay, so yeah, there's Scarlet and Violet news, quote unquote. We were speaking of raids and we were speaking of my Azumarill, and there has actually been an official acknowledgement of the fact that some moves, like my Azumarill's Play Rough, are very buggy. You may have noticed that you hit the Pokemon in the raid and the HP bar goes down and then it goes back up again. And you never know what's going on, and it's very frustrating, and it might lose you the raid. You think you're winning the raid. So they've said that they're gonna fix it eventually. I don't like that eventually very much as a word, but there's going to be an update to fix that. In the meantime, I guess we're just dealing with it for a little while longer.
I'm getting like flashbacks to ORAS with like Moltres being on screen and you were doing any attack and it takes like ages and ages, or like the Blissey health bar where it's like so incredibly slow.
Yeah, but nothing in auras except for, maybe if we're running out a timer on a battle, but this time you're timed for the success of the raid and it gets a little frustrating.
I completely agree. All right. What's going on in the world of Unite, Basket?
All right. We've got a New Year's event that starts the 22nd. Apparently, there's a Unite license login bonus. There's a large update on the 26th, and Dragapult arrives on the 29th. So that's exciting. There's also a code for 1,000 coins and a gold emblem box to celebrate the 100 million downloads.
I always go through like a rotation of Unite where I'm like, oh, I'll play it heavily for a little bit, and then I will stop playing it and... have it go back and forth for a while.
Most of the Pokemon that I liked playing before have fallen on their tier ranks. So when I go back, I'm like trying to play with these old Pokemon, and then I'll play for like a day or two, and I'll be like, ugh, man, I really want to try these new ones. And then I'll try and do that, and I'll just be like, I'm just wasting time here. I need to do something else. So I go through cycles with Unite as well.
All right, what's going on in the world of Go?
Well, so something actually cool, but actually complicated. So they have finally released Vivillon in Go.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's super cool. But the way you get the different Vivillons is a tiny bit convoluted. So what you need is you need to get postcards from gifts that come from a certain region, and you need to pin the postcards, and they cannot be duplicates. They have to be unique postcards for that region. And when you pin 3, you get a scatterbug encounter. When you pin 9, you get another scatterbug encounter. And those scatterbugs will essentially evolve into Vivian for that region, I believe. And in order to figure out what region corresponds, what areas on the map correspond to the regions, you can click the Vivian badge, which gets added to the game.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. And you can see your progress towards each version of Vivian. So I guess there's going to be a lot of, hey, can I get a friend from X area of the world so that I can get this version of Vivian? Like, for example, I can give you guys the pink Vivian from my region.
That's cool.
If I didn't have all of them from X and Y, I would totally do this.
I did collect them in X and Y, but I can collect them again in Go, which is fun, I guess, maybe. Except this time it requires a bit more of social interaction than just a trade with someone on a forum. So I might do it, I might not, I'm not sure. Anyway, in far less cute Pokemon Go news, Hizuya Naval Grades will be happening on Christmas Eve from 2 to 5 p.m.
Cool.
Because I guess we're getting a nice sled? Is it Santa's sled? I don't know, but it's happening.
It's an Iron Bundle sled.
Ah, right.
Okay. All right, Basket, tell us about the TCG news that we have.
So we now have confirmation that the rotation will happen on August 4th for the West, with the rotation happening on live March 30th. Also should be the latest set release date for Scarlet and Violet. Sorry, the first set release for Scarlet and Violet.
All right.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Mark down March 30th. Big things are happening.
March 30th. All right, I think that's all we have for the news today. Our Puckle's Poke Prediction. Do you think Ash will appear to the new protagonist within the first 10 episodes of the new anime?
Yes.
I mean, I think there will be some connection to Ash. Will someone more notable than Salvatore have a Pikachu in the cast?
Who's more notable than Salvatore? He's awesome. I understand, yes, but I had to say it. He's my favorite teacher.
Also, if you believe Liko might be Ash's daughter, let us know your predictions.
Nah.
Thatch isn't here to stop shipping.
Which is interesting, but nah.
All right. So I guess we'll move on over to the PUCL Poke Quiz.
Hello and welcome to the Poke Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz your co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Professor Snag with the rules. The co-hosts are working together as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that you, the listeners, have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The hosts can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct without using the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Announcer Man, for that. All right, and we are back with the PUCL Poke Quiz. Are you guys ready for some top-tier trivia today?
About as ready as I can be, I guess.
I'm more ready for like some mid-level, low tier.
Yeah.
As far as...
Okay. All right, well, we are here to test your insane Pokemon knowledge. I remember when that used to be your innate Pokemon knowledge.
Yeah.
You're born with.
But
anyways. All right. So, our first question comes from K-Fury. So, in Pokemon Legends Arceus, there are 2 Pokemon lines that appear in each area of the Hisui region. What are those 2 Pokemon lines?
That appear in every single region.
Every single region you could find.
So like every area or whatever?
Yeah.
Every area.
Okay. I'm trying to think backwards from the icy area, which is the very last one, that had all the endgame Pokemon. And I'm trying to remember what line was there that was also in the first few areas.
My first...
Yeah. So
now I have to double check all of this to make sure, but yeah, it's everywhere.
So I'm thinking, is Bidoof in the last icy area? They are kind of everywhere.
I played through that once. So it's
okay, fair enough. I also played through that once, but I put a lot of hours into that.
So I'm going to exclude massive outbreaks.
Yeah, that's fair. Obviously,
They are naturally there everywhere.
Oh, wait. The ghost Pokemon that come out at night, they're pretty much always the same.
That's probably
So I'm thinking the Ghastly line is probably a good one. I remember that being everywhere.
Okay. Do you want to lock that in while I look up the name?
If Basket agrees,
I think
that's
sense.
a decent one.
Yeah,
okay.
Let's do that.
And I don't know if the Drifloon line also appears everywhere, because I don't remember ever seeing a Drifloon in the icy area, for example. But I think I did see a Ghastly. Not that sure about it, but I'm relatively sure. Another possibility is Bidoof. I don't think there are Starlies.
No.
There may be
That was
Shinx.
my first thought, but I didn't.
Yeah, there may be Shinx, but I don't remember Shinx from the icy area. So yeah, it might just be the two ghosts that come out at night, which are Ghastly and Drifloon, and they might just be everywhere. But don't know. Do you have any ideas?
Is that your final answer?
I want to guess Eevee though as well.
Ooh, that's right. Eevee does appear everywhere.
Because he's kind of rare, but I think he is everywhere.
I know for sure he's in the first area. Does he appear everywhere? Because I know I hunted it down in the last area, but that was a mass outbreak.
How many are there? How many areas are there? Is it 4 or 5?
No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I believe.
6?
Maybe.
Okay, then I don't think it's
5.
5,
I believe.
Well,
Okay,
there's the extra one where Cognita leaves, but whatever.
There's 5.
Okay.
There's 5 with encounters.
Okay.
Okay, fair. That one doesn't have encounters. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm okay saying Eevee. I don't think it appears without the mass encounters, but I'm not sure honestly. I don't remember seeing a Drifloon in the icy area, so we might try your Eevee thing. Like
Okay,
maybe the evolutions appear or something.
Okay.
Oh, they do appear everywhere, the evolutions, because they appear in space-time distortions. I think you're right. It's the Eevee line. Let's lock that one in as the second one.
All right, so Eevee and Gengar, or
Yeah.
the Eevee and Ghastly line. Okay,
Yeah.
so I have to double check this because those weren't the answers that I had. So I'm just verifying that it still works.
What were the answers you had?
So the answers that I had were the Geodude line appears everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's Geodude or Graveler appears in every single area.
That sounds correct.
The other one that appears everywhere is Burmy
Oh.
and Wormadam from the trees. They're one of the few Pokemon that always appear in the trees.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that might be it. Yes.
So Ghastly and Haunter only Haunter only appears in 3 of the areas.
Mm-hmm.
Crimson, Coronet, and Alabaster. Ghastly, Crimson, Coronet, Alabaster.
Okay.
And Gengar, Obsidian Fields, and Space-Time. So it's missing one.
It's missing one.
So, but Eevee, including Space-Time, appears in all of them.
Okay. So technically one was correct.
So technically you got 1 out of the 2.
But let's be fair, just because the question didn't specify that we couldn't use the encounters in the space-time distortions.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a point for it, I guess, or half a point, or...
There's no half points.
Yeah. No.
All right, then.
We don't
unfortunately,
deserve
that's
the
Point or
Unfortunately,
no
that's incorrect.
point. There is no half point.
All right, no point for now. Then I'm sorry.
I mean,
Eevee was a great guess. Gengar,
and it was
unfortunately,
technically correct, I would argue, but
Yeah. Oh, Eevee was correct. I said you got half of the question, but it asked for 2. So
yes, it was only 1 point. So yes,
if you do
0
well
points.
enough later on, I will give you the point.
Okay.
Let's go on to question 2. Okay. So this one comes from Foxy, and this is near and dear to my heart. While the physical special split was implemented fully in Generation 4, the idea actually saw implementation with a handful of moves in a previous Pokemon game. What game was that?
The idea.
Okay, so...
And I will give you a hint. It was a spin-off.
Do you mean the idea as in, like, it was, like, implemented?
To do physical special split for the same, like, type of move.
Oh, yeah, that was Gen 3 from... Because, wait, are you saying... Because, alright, I know in Gen 3, for instance, if you had, like, a dark type attack, then it was...
it was always special.
Or whatever.
Yeah. It was always special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that what we're talking about? Or are we talking about...
So
saying...
which game in Gen 3, because you have that right...
Oh, in Gen 3. Okay.
Started the physical special split for a type. Because there was one spin-off game that experimented with the idea of, certain moves being physical or special, but with sharing the same type. And I told you it was a spin-off game as your hint.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't play a lot of spin-off games.
I played 0 spin-offs. I know that, the GameCube games were pretty... They went a little crazy. But there was also...
So if I remember correctly, there was the Pokemon Ranger game and a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game. I don't know if...
Ranger came out in Gen 4.
Yeah.
Cough, cough.
Yeah, it did. Because it gave you the Mana Fiag, remember?
Oh.
Yeah. I do think there's technically one Mystery Dungeon game that was in Gen 3, which was weird. Because it was like... Yeah, exactly. So that one doesn't exactly have moves. Not exactly. So I'm thinking maybe it was one of the GameCube games. But I think they both count as Gen 3. So which one of them would it have been?
You have a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, we do. Huh.
Did Colosseum or the Gales one come out?
Both of them were Gen 3. Okay, so Colosseum was the first, and XD Gale of Darkness was the second, I believe.
Okay, so if we have to do a 50-50 guess, I would cast my vote for Gale of... It was the newer one.
Oh, and you think if they had implemented something like that in the first one, they would have brought it back for the second, so it would just be one. I like that logic. Yeah, let's go with that one.
And that is correct! Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness.
Good job, Basket.
Some of the lore behind it is they introduced Shadow Pokemon that all had Shadow moves. Some of those Shadow moves were physical, and some of them were special. Some just had other support things. So, like, one of them was like a Shadow-typed Hail.
Okay.
So it just did damage to all non-Shadow Pokemon. Some were all like, I think Shadow Rush was physical, where it's like Shadow Beam or Ray or something like that was all special. So they experimented with this idea, the spin-off, and, it did so well, they brought it into the main game.
Awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, on to question 3, your Pokedex question. Let's go with this one. Its Pokemon Shield entry reads, a criminal who was shown his fate by this Pokemon went missing that same day and was never seen again. Who's that Pokemon?
A criminal that was shown his what?
Fate.
Fate.
A criminal who was shown his fate by this Pokemon went missing that same day and was never seen again.
It's gotta be like a psychic type. Someone who predicts the future. Right?
Is this child under the age of 13 being able to be picked up by a Drifloon?
A criminal under the age of 13. That's one naughty child. Okay, so psychic types who predict the future.
Alakazam.
Yeah. Although the Pokédex entries are usually about how smart it is, but, it's been getting Pokédex entries for years and years and years, so we might be branching out a little bit.
I feel like I've seen that. I don't... well, what ones can you think of that involve
Predicting the future?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of them, unfortunately. So I would exclude like the Indeedee line, the Gardevoir line. I would exclude the LGM line. I would exclude the, a lot of them actually.
Is there something with like the designation, the future telling book?
If there is, I don't know about it. But, are there any other pure psychic types that strike you as very, very creepy? Like Hypno, for example, or...
Mr. Mime?
Yeah, that's a different kind of creepy. Okay, do you want to say Alakazam, and then if it's wrong, we get a second Pokédex entry?
Yeah.
Just so we don't hang the game forever.
All right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Alakazam is incorrect.
Okay.
So, its Pokemon Scarlet entry reads, This Pokemon unleashes psychic energy and shows opponents dreams of the universe's end. These dreams are apparently ethereal and beautiful.
Wow. Those are really cool Pokédex entries, and I don't remember reading that entry, so I'm not sure that's but it has to be in the main Paldean Pokédex, otherwise it would not have an entry.
It's in the main Paldean Pokédex. It was also in Pokemon Shield, and and I'll give you that it's pure psychic.
Yeah, sounds like a pure psychic.
It sounds like a big deal.
It sounds like Hypno, but it also sounds like, let's see.
Was Hypno in Pokemon Shield, though?
I think it might have been in the DLC. I don't remember, though. Okay, what else do we remember being in Pokemon?
Wait.
Yes?
I think, what was the Pokemon that first had, does that...
Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know which one got Future Sight first.
The first Pokemon I think that got Future Sight was Xatu.
Well, they're not in Scarlet, so... And they're not a pure psychic type. Oh gosh, why is this so hard?
The Pokemon came from a very forgettable generation.
Yeah.
Okay, Gen 4, it's Gen 4. Okay, so Gen 4, they can see the future.
Okay,
no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh gosh, that's not forgettable at all.
Just kidding.
Wait. In my mind, it was.
Let's see.
I wanted to find ways to give you hints without giving it to you.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. It's pure psychic type. It's the future. Can you read the last Pokédex entry?
Yes, I can. This Pokemon unleashes psychic energy and shows opponents dreams of the universe's end. These dreams are apparently ethereal and beautiful.
Wait, I remember reading this entry now, but I can't remember which Pokemon I read it on.
Yeah, I'm racking my brain, but I'm sorry. Let's just throw something out.
All right, I'll need an answer. That is correct. I need an answer.
What's a psychic type Pokemon from Gen 2? Pure psychic type Pokemon from Gen 2. Except from Wobbuffet, of course. Is there one?
Well, like right when you said that, I was like, Gen 2. Psychic Pokemon
I don't know why. I'm thinking it might be Gen 2. Okay, you know what? There is only one pure psychic type Pokemon that I can think of, and it's Grumpig.
Okay.
And I don't remember if Grumpig was in Shield. I don't think it was. Oh gosh. I don't know. Basket.
I got it. I need an answer,
okay.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Grumpig.
Otherwise, Thatch will hate me for
Grumpig.
letting this go on too long. Unfortunately, Grumpig is incorrect. The answer was Gothitelle.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess I picked the harder of the Pokédex questions. I'm so sorry.
It was
It's all right. It's all right.
You have 1 point with a chance to earn some, up to 2 more points back with this next one. Mm-hmm. So, this next one comes from, your multiple choice question comes from Bam. There were 7 new type combinations that were added in Scarlet and Violet.
Mm-hmm.
For if you get 2, you get a point. You get 4, you get 2 points. If you name all 7, I'll give you 3.
Okay. Well, one I know for sure, and it's Grassfire.
Grassfire is 1.
I think
Steel
Electric
and
Fighting.
Poison, right?
Steel and poison, yes.
Electric fighting is 2. That's your first point. Steel poison is another one. That's 3.
Yes. Then we have poison normal.
Oh, yeah.
That is 4. You've gotten 2 points. And as always, you'll have 3 strikes.
Okay, fair enough.
The kickboxing bug, Bug Dark.
Oh,
That is 5. You are missing 2.
Okay.
Did we already say electric fight?
Yes, you did.
Yes. Is there any other ground poison other than Clodsire? I don't remember there being one before. And we have strikes.
Yep. I'll give you 3 strikes.
Ground and fighting, Great Tusk.
Ground and fighting is 6. You're missing just 1.
Is it ground poison for Clodsire?
No, it is not. Nidoking existed first. And
That's
Queen.
right. Okay, that's 1 strike then.
That's 1 strike.
I'm pretty sure the
gosh.
other...
Wait. No, that's not it.
okay.
Did we have... I'm thinking about all the Parox Pokemon. Did we have... Yes, we did. Okay.
So...
I'm going through them.
It was like when it was first brought up that there were going to be these new types. I looked them up, and I'm trying to remember what they were. I think the other one was in the Gardevoir line, but I don't know what the combination was. I don't...
How is it in the Gardevoir line?
It wasn't like the regular Gardevoir. It was the special...
The special one is Fairy Fighting, and that one is new. Iron Valiant. Yes.
That is it! That's
All
good
right.
Good job,
Basket.
Basket.
Awesome.
Great job.
Awesome.
And that brings you up to 4 points, because I'm generous and this is fun.
Yay.
All right, and finally, your base stat question. So since you haven't finished Generation 9, I won't give you the Generation 9 Pokemon. But this next one comes from Snackard. What fully evolved flying type Pokemon has the lowest base speed?
My
Slowest
my
fly.
first guess would be Celesteela.
Oh, that is a pretty slow one. I think that's a 45, maybe? There might be something slower, though.
Are there any other steel flying there?
Well, Skarmory is not super fast. I think it's faster than Celesteela.
Yeah, I feel like it has like around a base 70 like that, where it's like...
I mean, even if it was just
Higher, but
50,
not-
I think it's higher than Celesteela. I think Celesteela's 45. Don't quote me on that, though. It might be 55. It's certainly not 45. It's an Ultra Beast. Might be a prime number around that range.
Are there any flying... Because I'm trying to think of like typically heavy types.
Yeah.
Are there any like flying rock?
Meteor,
Yeah, besides-
but even the core, the shield form is still like base 60, I think, at least.
Yeah, and I know Aerodactyl's fast. Or at
Aerodactyl's
least
super
relatively fast.
Aerodactyl's kind of fast.
Yes, kind of.
And then...
Well, the flying grounds are all pretty fast. It's just that flying gets tagged onto a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
You also have your hint, by the way.
Oh, that's right. We should use the hint. We can't
Okay.
cash it in.
Sure.
All right. Would you like the other typing or the generation this Pokemon came from?
Let's do... I would vote for generation. Is that good, or you want the other typing? Well, the other typing I feel like would be too...
I feel like
Unless it's
depending on
bug.
the other typing, depending on the other typing, it might be super easy or super hard.
Wait, how fast is Delibird?
Delibird is not slow.
I've never played with one ever, so I don't...
It's not terribly slow. It's not terribly fast. Certainly not as fast as Iron Bundle, but it's not terribly slow either. I don't know. I feel like unless the typing is like normal or bug, it will give us a bit more information because, there are more types than there are generations. So
Right.
So what's your choice?
the typing, please.
Yeah.
Bug flying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Claude.
So the slowest one is bug fly.
Yes, it is. The slowest fully evolved.
Okay, so how fast is...
what's it called? Ledian, maybe. Or maybe he's just got, like, really...
No, he's not slow. Vespiquen might be a bit slow. I don't remember Vespiquen being very fast.
I never played with that one. Oh, you could totally be right.
It's got a very big skirt. That skirt looks heavy. It carries its entire colony inside that skirt. I bet she can't move very fast.
She's got, like, one of those, like, old Victorian iron cages beneath.
Yeah. Because Beedrill's not that slow. Butterfree's not that slow.
You know,
Beedrill is also not a flying type. Beedrill is not a flying type.
Beedrill is not even a flying type. It's a poison type, you're right.
Let's go with your guess, because I don't I can't think of any slow bugs that would...
Yeah. Nothing's fast, and Scyther's super fast.
All right, so what are you going with?
I think we're going for Vespiquen.
Vespiquen is correct.
Yay!
Awesome.
And actually, according to my notes, I think it's the slowest flying type Pokemon.
Ever?
At base 40.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
You mentioned Lady Bu is 55. Lady N, I think, is 70. Celesteela, you mentioned, was 61. Skarmory's in the 70s. The other slow Pokemon that I don't think you touched on were Enamorous Therian with 46.
Oh, that's right. It's a turtle.
Yep.
But it stays a flying type.
And Tropius with 51.
Oh,
Tropius would have been a good guess.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it would have been a good guess, but also, actually, right after Vespiquen, the next slowest Pokemon that's flying type is Rowlet at 42.
Wow, Alola time.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much.
I just got that. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. So, let's check in that updates leaderboards, because you both got 5 points. All right.
Awesome.
So,
Quite the comeback.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that. And, all right. So, we still have on the board Linian with 26 points, Seth Vilo with 25, Shark with 16, Sublime with 15, Mark with 14, Dr. Shamu with 13. Whimsicott, you're actually now in third place with 17 points.
Ooh.
Claude9 has 11. R Sigma has 6. Jushiro has 6. And Basket, you are now on the board with 5.
Woo!
Cloud9, who's that? Never heard of him.
Never heard of him. All right. So let's head on over to the topic.
Woo!
We have another review this week from iTunes from Boy Jeff. Amazing, 5 stars. I just started listening this year, but I've loved it ever since. Well, thank you for that. And if you would like to review us wherever you listen to the podcast, we would really appreciate it. It would help us out. On top of that, you might be able to be right on the show. Well, until then, we're going to kick it on over, guys, to the topic.
And we are back with our topic today. Improvements and non-improvements of Gen 9 that we've gone through so far.
Non-improvements, I like that.
Non-improvements. I'm trying to find a positive way to spin it, but there really isn't a way to do that. So, I'm really curious, because Basket, you're still playing through the game.
Yes.
What have you found to be, like, some big improvements? Because I have a couple of things that, you know, from post-game or after the fact that I really like and don't like. But I'm curious what you think as you're playing through it now.
So, I have, like, 6 things that I really like.
Okay.
If we want to, we could just kind of go in a circle, and then that way,
sure.
I don't, potentially cover, 3/4 of what you both have already.
Okay.
That's nice, thank you.
For my first good, I really like this is kind of small, but I really like how the details are so easily displayed on items. Like when you're switching between balls, it just shows up. When you're trying to find out like specific details on whatever you're looking at, it's just a button click away, or it's already displaying on like the left hand side or whatever. It's just it's just really nice to not have to, do that secondary,
Yeah.
It's,
Click X on everything to get a description. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like really small, but chef's kiss. I love it.
All right.
That's beautiful. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I never noticed that one, but that's a good one to point out. All right, Whimsicott.
Well, of course, my favorite thing, the new game, might how easy it is to get around once you get your dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just very enjoyable to just walk around the region in a way that the bike definitely was not in Sword and Shield. And, like, I find myself sometimes just walking around instead of teleporting to places just because it feels nice. It just feels nice.
I remember going through the game, like, I was, like, several, like, hours in on, like, day 2 or day 3, and it's like, I still only have, like, 2 badges.
Yes.
And I had, like, 100 and something in my Pokedex just because I'm like, ooh, catch this. Ooh, catch this. This is fun.
Same. Hard same.
I don't know why I have an aversion to this, but, like, I don't like battling while I'm on the back of Koraidon, or however people are. I spend a lot of time off of his back, and I usually only use him when I need to, or if I'm going through a place that I already just essentially cleared. I do like it. Like, it's fun, and I like how it's kind of tied to something other than gym badges allowing you to fly.
That's definitely, like, a different thing with it that, I think worked in its favor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
All right, I guess one of my favorite, quality of life improvements is how they made all of the important, like, battle items so easily available.
Oh, yeah.
And for not stupid expensive either.
Yeah.
For, like, Nuzlocking, I really like the idea of being able to change natures on the go with the mints that you find around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, it can totally way more susceptible or way, like, less useful when because nature's not that, like, nature helps a lot, but it's not as, like, you get a lot of bang for your buck when you're a low level Pokemon moving forward with these things, like an extra 2 or 3 points in one or the other at low levels is huge. And then also, when you go through and after you've evolved a few times and your stats change, that nature can really screw things up. So I just like being able to, not be going in there with a minus special attack Alakazam or something like that,
Yes. Totally understand. I guess my second one... Okay, so technically it didn't originate the Scarlet and Violet, but the ability to just customize your like its moveset and all of that without ever having to go to a Pokemon Center.
Oh.
Like, you can change the nickname, you can change the moves. Like, I caught the Azumarill that I wanted to use for my raid build, and I never had to take it anywhere. I just had to collect the items I needed for it, and I actually enjoyed doing EV training for it, because you don't actually need bat. You just need the Let's Go feature.
I thought you didn't get EVs during the Let's Go feature.
Did I actually battle then? I think I battled. But it was still enjoyable, because, that's what happened. Yes.
Granted, I could be wrong, and
No, I think you are right. You are absolutely right, because I remember counting the PPs of my moves to figure out how many I had eaten for EV purposes. But I think what I did like then about it is that if you find an area where a certain Pokemon spawns in a group and you just keep despawning them by battling them, you never have to move away. Like, I was training it in HP, and there's this tree just south of the first town where at night, tiny, cute little Igglybuffs gather to sleep. And you can just go train through them and destroy an entire community of Igglybuffs without ever moving away. And you can complete your EV training if you have the right item. Which is, again, easily purchasable at Delbert Gifts, I believe. So,
I guess to go off that then, I love the Let's Go feature. That is by far my favorite way of leveling up Pokemon. Like, I don't mind having to do battles, but, like, I love the fact that I can just send this out, it can go fight things, and I can keep moving.
Once I found out that it doesn't kill shinies, I also liked it quite a bit. Although, like, you do get more more
experience
XP.
if you.
Yeah, if you actually battle.
Granted, like, I can send out a Pokemon, it can fight in a matter of seconds, or I can, double that time by fighting fighting the Pokemon and going through all the animations and whatnot, and I found it to be a little faster doing one way versus another, unless I'm specifically, like, Blissey hunting.
Yeah, that's fair. I leveled up my Pokemon when I needed, because I used a lot of XP candies to level up Pokemon to finish my Pokedex. But then for the last one, I thought, I'm kind of running low on candy. I don't want to do a million raids, replenish them. I will just, make a ham sandwich, go up north, and decimate a few chances. The funny part is that I think, depending on what you want to do, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. It's
the ham sandwich and then go up there and beat a bunch of Blissies. Fantastic.
It's a very funny image, but it's what you do. I mean,
yeah.
It's so messed up. Anyway, and if you find a mutant among them, you will spare just that one.
Just the mutant.
Isn't that amazing?
On that, though, I do hate that the Let's Go Auto Battle feature you can't get EVs for. Like, I understand why they did it, but I wish there was a way to turn it on or give that the opportunity so it can be literally like, all right, cool, I can go do it, and now I can get rid of all these much faster.
Yeah.
To be fair, it would be kind of hard to not get the wrong geese, though, there.
Yes, but, I think it should be something that could be done. That's just something I wish they gave us the ability to do.
See, I thought that it did for a moment, and then I remembered that it didn't. But it also wouldn't make sense, because, again, there's pretty much never just one Pokemon in one place. So, well, unless you've, done the level encounters, there's a various encounter.
So let me go through something then. The Terra Raid battles. Is this an upgrade or not from Dynamax?
I think it is. I think it's more fun.
So
Not by far, but I like it better.
So I have only done it because I've been trying to. I've been avoiding it only because I'm trying to be. But
you can do them now. They'll give you 1-star raids that are equal to the number of gym badges you have.
Yeah. No, I'm aware I can do it. I just haven't been doing it because I've been trying to push myself through. And then I'm going to go back and play around with that and have fun. But I do like that. So, for instance, and I don't know if you guys ran into this problem or if you're keeping yourself up to juiced up or whatever. But I do like how if you start one and you don't have the what are they called, the Terra ability, like you already used that, right? I do like that if you go there and you've already used it, then they just make you wait a few turns and then you can do it. I thought that was pretty cool.
I think they make you wait regardless.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I only played one, so.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think you can never terrestrialize unless 3 attacks have happened.
Okay.
Because
all right.
it charges up. So your orb charges up with the energy from the den, but it needs to be charged up by attacks. And you will see when you do higher level raids that one of the moves the opposing Pokemon can do at higher level raids is they steal some of the charge from your Terra Orb, so you have to wait longer before you can Terra. Yeah.
That's sneaky.
Very, very, very annoying.
I just want to go through that. And then, so, I hate the sandwich mechanic. I want to know what other people think about it because I think it's one of the dumbest things Pokemon's added to the game. I understand why they threw it in with picnics and whatnot, but oh my god, eating this ham sandwich is suddenly going to make all these normal type Pokemon suddenly appear. That just thematically doesn't make sense to me.
I mean...
Don't really like it. It's also just takes so long.
Okay, so it does take a little too much time, I suppose. I guess it's supposed to be a fun minigame of it on its own, but it just isn't that much fun. And what I don't like is that it seems to be assumed that you will do it all the time.
Yes.
For example, take eggs, which are one of the things I do not like about the new generation. Because
the Pokemon eggs, breeding?
Yeah, breeding. Because it's easier in a way because you just sit around and wait. But if you don't have Pokemon from different trainers that are very compatible and you don't have egg power active, you can literally just sit there for minutes on end without being able to do anything else in your game, and you might get one egg or you might get no eggs.
No, I thought this was an upgrade for the eggs, because now, you can, one, increase the power of the eggs, so that way you can breed a whole bunch faster, and unfortunately, you have to only have those 2 Pokemon in your party, which is, I think, a little...
That's one of the things I don't like.
I don't like that, but it is so much faster, and it just collects all the eggs for you, so you don't have to go around. And now, instead of running around the map to, refresh the egg timer to get a new egg, you can just sit and wait. So it's a lot more AFK to just alright, cool, I can sit here, do this, let me go, run, make myself a real life sandwich, or go to the bathroom, come back, oh my god, now I have 10 eggs, I didn't do anything.
See, the problem is I'm pretty sure I have ADHD, so I will forget that the game is running, and then come back, and I will have missed out on 20 eggs, because the basket only holds up to 10. Basket, get on it. Get on it. You need to hold more eggs.
I need to expand.
Yes.
Note to self, expand.
But I just don't like it. If I'm playing Pokemon, I want to be playing Pokemon. Because I will absolutely go back and forth between playing Pokemon and doing another thing, and I will enjoy neither of them. So it's not to my taste, this new thing. And if you do have egg power level 2 active, then you are getting them fast enough that I will not get bored just waiting around for them. But doing something else while I wait for the eggs is not an ideal situation. It's just not.
The other part about the whole picnic thing that I really don't like is that you can customize your picnic more than you can customize your character.
I hate that so much. When I found out that you can only wear the uniform forever. Yeah. Look, Scarlet is by far the better game. It has better exclusives. It has a better story, in my opinion. Better legendary.
Isn't the story the same?
It's the same, but it makes more sense the way it's structured in Scarlet, in my opinion. And
so I thought so too, and that was specifically because of the sandwiches. Because when the first one that I played was Violet. And when they put the sandwich in the mecha monster's mouth, I was like, this is silly to me. And it totally brought it out.
Yes.
Yep.
And I immediately went and bought Scarlet.
Wow.
I was like, this is I don't know why, but this is immersion breaking.
That is a serious commitment to the immersion.
And I bought another one. I spent another $60 so that it made sense, the sandwich thing.
I applaud your commitment to the immersion, and I totally agree. I'm sorry. I've been told that Miraidon is just as adorable as Koraidon. I just don't see it. Koraidon is my baby.
See, I like Koraidon. I liked a lot of its movements when running and swimming. Yeah. That made a lot more sense to me. Even though it has wheels, which is silly, but
That's the good part. It has wheels.
I know.
But it still walks around. Look, Miraidon doesn't have little pads under his feet. Vastly superior Dragon.
There is only one more thing that I really disliked about the game, and then I'll get back to some of the good stuff. And that's TMs. I hate what they did with TMs.
I love it. So go ahead and say your piece, and then I'll say mine.
Okay. I love how they added a lot more TMs versus the TRs from last game. Didn't matter. Great. Add more of them. The fact that you have to craft them now, I think, is the dumbest thing. Because they don't always tell you the recipe for all of this, and it forces you to go out and do all this extra stuff. When in other games, you have this TM? Great, you have infinite of it. I don't want to sit around and have to go, I gotta go take out, 600 or 500 Finizons just so I can get a hydro pump. Or enough to, do it for my entire team. And then not only that, I have to go and find these other things. And I think it's just, it bothers me that, you have to do all this extra stuff and then pay for it.
So, I love it because, it makes me feel I love crafting systems in general. Sometimes they're really, really annoying. This one to me is fine. I mean, I have, when I was playing through this, I was I have the most access to some of the coolest moves of all these different types. Cause typically when you play a Pokemon game, the first 3 TMs you get are a status move and 2 normal type attacks, like Swift and something else, right? And then you get to your first gym and you get whatever the main typing is.
See, the problem is the recipes are unlocked by story progression.
Sure, no, and I get that, and I think that makes sense. But All I'm saying is that I have so many different... essentially, I feel like the move pools of my Pokemon are greatly expanded. And when you're trying to do a Nuzlocke and stuff like that, that is fantastic.
You do have the capability to go and add more. Like, if you're like, oh, I want to get this move in my Pokemon, you can go out and do that. And that is a benefit of, you're not you're limited by having to go do this, but like, if you want to go do it, great.
Like having Trailblaze, Meryl, and then Azumarill was fantastic. Like, that helped me out so much.
No, and I get it from that perspective of like, if you're doing any sort of challenge run, having this type of system actually helps you because you can go and actually get the moves you want. If you are now in the post game after you've gone through the story, this is a pain.
So, on the third side of this fence, yes, this fence has 3 sides, I have never used the TM crafting machine. Ever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I just ignored it. But yeah, I guess I will say the one thing that bothers me the most, besides, to finish what I was saying before, that Scarlet is the best game, but you are stuck with stripy orange pants forever. The other thing that really, really bothers me is that the shinies are in the overworld, yes, but they don't tell you they're shiny.
Yep.
They don't do the Arceus thing. And that has given me such paranoia about missing out on the subtle shinies. Like, I no longer really enjoy traveling through the game as much as I did before finding out that they don't do the sparkle thing. Because I'm constantly, like, looking behind my shoulder going, wait, was that a slightly different shade of blue on that Pokemon? And most of the time, it is a slightly different shade of blue. Because it's just a different lighting condition.
Yeah. It's walking under a tree.
It's walking under a tree. I hate it.
I think that problem wouldn't be as big if they didn't make, like, the shinies so similar. Like, if they made all of the shinies, if I think, like what they did with Venomoth. Venomoth is normally purple, and when it's shiny, it's bright blue. So it's like, oh, that's odd.
But that's the thing, like, they couldn't change the shinies of the pre-existing 905 Pokemon. They couldn't just change them all. So, a system like the one in Arceus, like, you can maybe make it more subtle. And, like, the sparkle animation is, like, not as evident, and the sound is not as evident, but you need to have something. Like, there's this YouTuber, Austin John, and he has done like a series of videos to help colorblind or people with vision differences actually able to maybe possibly identify the shinies, because it's really, really difficult even for someone with perfect vision for like half of the Pokedex.
Yeah.
And I hate that. I hate it so much.
I completely agree that they completely missed out on this, and I'm hoping that they'll get enough backlash to fix it.
I don't know that I ever will, but they need to know that I hate them, because and some of the Pokemon are so tiny. Like, do you know what the part of a Flabébé or a Floette that changes is when it's shiny? It's just the stem. Do you know how big a Flabébé's stem is in the overworld? It's like half a pixel.
Finding a fungus would be hard too, because they're so tiny in the overworld.
Yeah, but at least like when they get scared of you, they lean their cap towards you, and the cap is purple instead of red, so that's very visible. Whereas the Floette and the Flabébé, they are standing in the grass, so their stem is hidden, and you're supposed to see that the stem is purple instead of dark green. How are you going to do that?
Very carefully.
Yeah, they definitely missed the mark on that one. However, I love what they did with the plot, though, of the game. Once you get through the first, like, hour and a half or 2 hours of opening up the world, I love the fact that you can literally go explore everything from the beginning. It is so exciting to me. Like, I loved having that, like, ability to, I can do whatever I want. I can go here. I can go there.
It was amazing.
I think what they did with it was brilliant. I love the fact that we had this opportunity to go and just explore. Or, choose your path.
I adored that, and I adored all of the plot. Honestly, I don't remember enjoying a plot in a Pokemon game this much ever. I don't remember crying this much ever either, so get some tissues, Basket.
Okay.
Be ready.
Oh, yeah. Like, how many Titans have you fought, Basket?
Okay, the last one that I fought was
Have you fought at least 2?
Yeah. So I did the rock crab, the bird, and
Okay.
I think the last one that I did was the earthworm. I think the last one was the earthworm.
You've unlocked the best storyline.
You've cried already at least once, so.
Oh, well, so that's what made me be okay with the sandwich thing, even though I don't do it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Was when I found out that guy was like finding the ingredients to feed his sick dog, and I was like, oh man.
They turned a character that I hated at the first glance. I'm like, all right, this guy's an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I want to stop everything else I'm doing and go save the puppy.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I had to stop at some point because the last Titan is in an area where it's just too strong. And so I had to get some badges so that I could level up my Pokemon enough that they would still listen to me and not get absolutely slaughtered by the wild Pokemon.
I went and I toxic stalled it.
I respect that.
Just to save the puppy faster.
That's so funny.
And that was my whole plan, was once I figured it out, I'm like, all right, well, we're doing this. And I just went and, went through all the Titans to do it.
I actually enjoyed, like, that Arven gave me a motivation to do the entire rest of the game. Like, I was, like, blazing through the gyms and the bases just to get the resources to save his puppy faster.
Oh, yeah.
That's so funny. You're like, it's still in pain. Another good that I really like. You can bulk sell and bulk buy items.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Bulk selling is so much better.
Yes.
I agree. I think you could always bulk sell. I think, maybe.
Yeah, but now you can bulk sell different items at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's really good.
That's super good.
Annoying quality of life non-improvement. It's like they removed the ability for you to turn on set mode.
Yeah.
And not only is that a little frustrating for like trying to do Nuzlocke, but it's, I think, more kind of annoying to me because now I have to actually say yes every time.
Yeah.
Or I mean, no, right?
Yeah.
That is something that, like, I don't know why they did that, but it's dumb.
It's very dumb because their official format has set mode.
Yeah, exactly.
How are you going to learn that?
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
It is so... I don't know why they decided, we're just not going to give you this option, and then just force it later on.
So stupid because it doesn't, like, it was literally always in the code. They had to do work to take it out, probably.
Yep.
And it actually uses up less resources, I'm pretty sure, than asking you every time. So I
100%.
cannot see a reason why they would take it out.
It's clearly a mistake. We all realize it was a mistake, and, no one knows how to fix it at this point.
Yeah.
Weird.
One more thing. There's still no way to turn off your experience share, which is another annoying thing about Nuzlocke. And it's like, okay, you can put them in the box and that's fine. But when you put something in the box, then its friendship decreases.
Oh.
If you've got something with return or frustration or whatever.
Those moves are gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep. They got rid of that last generation, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I guess I just never played with a Pokemon that I thought would have had return.
Yeah.
That's funny.
They're gone.
Oh,
No
wow.
worries.
Okay. That is so funny. How did I go a whole generation not knowing that?
I don't know. You never used the Lopunny? Because it wasn't there?
All right.
Either way.
Yeah. And I think for me, the last good and bad, this was like a two-parter because the travel stuff, I love being able to go back and forth and that you kind of have fast travel like essentially immediately compared to other games.
They also give you more fast travel points in this game than just cities, which I love.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I love that you can select like a specific place you want to go to instead of just, the next dot on the map.
Mm-hmm.
However, I don't know what's up with the camera and why they can't just keep the map set because it is so hard for me to like the amount of times I end up running in the opposite direction that I'm trying to go.
Oh, you can block the map.
You can?
Thatch had the same issue. You can block the rotation of the map.
Oh.
Not the minimap, but the map. You can.
You go into the map and then you press
down the stick.
Stick shift down. That's it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that was a big issue until I figured it out.
Wonderful. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, then never mind.
I mean, it's very dumb that it's by default on rotation mode.
You know what? Yes. I just thought that as well, yeah.
It does tell you, like, you go into the map and it does specifically say do this to stop the rotation of the map. But as we can see, several adults have missed reading that. Can you imagine the kids getting lost?
Gosh.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. But, all right. I think this is a fine point to end the topic.
Mm-hmm.
Short topic today, but we had a lot of, a lot of goods, a lot of bads of, Scarlet and Violet, and I'm sure there'll be more to come. And, and we'll ask probably in the mailbag as well, tell us what you liked and didn't like about the game, and or stuff that we missed. But, because I'll say that my favorite thing is still, and this is still the biggest thing, is I love how big the world is. It feels massive. I need to convince Thatch at some point to do some Pokemon races where we all just start at one point of the map, get out on our Koraidon and Miraidon, and race to the other side. All in the same game, because we can do that. I think that'd be a fun, silly competition.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll be back with the
Pokemon of the episode. Yes, it is.
Pokemon of the episode.
All right.
Poke of the episode.
All right, and we are back with the Pokemon of the episode. This Pokemon of the episode today is Houndstone, the ghost dog? Ghost dog Pokemon, I got it right. All right.
So I'm gonna read off its Pokemon Scarlet Pokédex entry because the Violet one is too sad. Houndstone spends most of its time sleeping in graveyards. Among all the dog Pokemon, this one is most loyal to its master.
Houndstone is such a different type of Pokemon that they've added. They gave it a full story, and it's, for the whole line, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna also give you one of the most busted Pokemon moves we've ever done. In Last Respects. And for those that don't know what Last Respects does, if you, let's see, I want to make sure I get the exact definition of it. The damage increases the more party members that have been defeated. So if you have a full team of 6, and 5 of them have been defeated, this now becomes a 300 base power ghost type, which is nuts.
It's absurd.
So if you think about things in terms of VGC, it would only be, and everything else is gone, it would only go to 200. Granted, it's still a really powerful move coming from a 101 base attack Pokemon. So we have a rather bizarre but super fun VGC team built around Houndstone. And I think this is so cool.
Yes.
All right, Whimsicott, start us off with
I will start us off. So, the first 2 members of the team are kind of in a good synergy with Houndstone and its move because, well, they're meant to die. It's Annihilate, who one could argue is already dead, but it's holding a choice scarf. It has inner focus, so it cannot be made to flinch. It has a jolly nature with max HP and max speed and 4 attack. And you might be wondering, why does it have max HP? Because one of the fundamental moves on this set is Final Gambit. You are going to take something out and you're going to die, powering up Houndstone's Last Respects. Now, if you're not okay with that strategy, or if your opponent has an all-ghost side of the field or whatever, you also have Close Combat, U-Turn, or Rage Fist, depending on if you need to, knock out something different or get out of there. But the main point of Annihilate is to get rid of something really fast and possibly die in the process. Then you have a Staraptor with a covered cloak. The ability is Intimidate. The Terra type is Flying. I'm sorry, I didn't mention that there's no Terra type on this Annihilate.
Probably doesn't matter then.
Probably doesn't matter. This Annihilate is usually run with Terra type Flying, because if you have an opposing Annihilate or a Scarf Goldengo, you want to get rid of your ghost typing so you don't get knocked out first turn.
Ah.
Yeah.
Maybe Terra Normal would be better then.
Maybe, but the other option with Terra Fighting is that your Close Combat might knock out something that is not weak to fighting.
Ah, Terra Fighting, got it. Okay, I thought you said Flying. I was like, that's not bad. Yep, Fighting makes a lot more.
The Staraptor, the Covered Cloak is a new item from this generation, and it prevents the holder from being affected by the secondary effects of moves, which includes the flinch from fake out. So both of your suicide leads, quote unquote, are immune to the flinch from fake out. So they can pretty much always act on the first turn.
I think that's just like a really fun combo to be like, all right, cool, we're going to Final Gambit both of your Pokemon. Now we're both down 2.
Yes. There's not a huge chance of that happening given how rampant Gholdengo is in this meta and the fact that it's Ghost type and it's immune to Final Gambit, but it doesn't always lead. So it has a Jolly Nature, max HP and max speed, and for attack the same exact spread as the Annihilate for pretty much the same reasons. It also has Final Gambit, but it has Brave Bird as an option. It has Whirlwind to really mess up your opponent. Like,
Yep.
Is Dondozo still running around? Its stat boosts are gone. Like, I don't know if actually Whirlwind works on the Dondozo. Because Dondozo can't be switched out once it has the Tatsugiri in its mouth, right?
Yes.
We should find out how those things interact. But, a lot of other things can set up. Or maybe you don't want a Pokemon out in this moment. It's a pretty versatile tech. I've never seen it used, but it's really interesting. And the final move is good old Tailwind, because Houndstone is very powerful, and it does have another way to get really fast, but you're not guaranteed, depending on your opponent's team, to be able to use that thing that makes it go fast that Basket will tell you about in a moment. Yep. So Tailwind is always a good option. Speed control, fundamental in VGC.
So for the next Pokemon, we're going to start with Tyranitar, and he's got a weakness policy, ability Sandstream. 252 HP, 252 attack, and 4 speed, adamant nature. He's supposed to come out and start Sandstream and kick as much butt as he can. He's got Crunch, Rock Slide, Low Kick, and Protect. And then he's basically in there, do the damage he can, set up Sandstream, and then Houndstone comes in with his Sand Rush ability and Spell Tag. Spell Tag to increase his Ghost-type moves. Excuse me. And 252 attack, 4 special defense, 252 speed, adamant nature. It has Last Respects, which Claude went over with everybody. And then we've got Play Rough, Shadow Sneak, and Protect. So he is there to just clean house after everybody else goes down. And it's a very, very cool. It's really cool that they gave him Sand Rush. I like that a lot. It makes the Staraptor like so much more helpful that he has access to Tailwind. It's fantastic because if something bad happens, Tyranitar goes down, you're not out.
There's also a chance that, Houndstone isn't the fastest thing in the world. Its base speed is just 68, I'm sorry. So maybe you need both the Sand Rush and the Tailwind to outspeed stuff. Like maybe your opponent has matched your Tailwind.
Or they have a fast Scarfer and then just too fast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe you need 2 things to outspeed, but you can get those 2 things.
That's awesome. That's brilliant.
And then the last 2 Pokemon for the team are King Gambit, with a Life Orb, the ability Defiant, 252 HP, 252 attack, 4 speed, Adamant Nature, with Sucker Punch, Iron Head, Protect, and Kowtow Cleave. Another one of those, a bunch of Pokemon are gone, this attack now boosts in power. I think, right?
I'm surprised that it's not running Supreme Overlord.
That's it. The ability does that. So what's
Kowtow
Cleave?
The ability does. Kowtow Cleave. Oh gosh, I forget. Let me look it up for you.
That's what I'm trying to find. Kowtow Cleave. The user slashes at the target, letting its guard down. The attack never misses. Okay.
I was honestly surprised when I saw the ability because I thought for sure it would have Supreme Overlord.
I'm surprised it doesn't have Supreme Overlord. But granted, with all of the Intimidates running around, just powering this thing up might be worth it. I'm not entirely sure what King Gambit does for the team, besides just might be an answer to Gholdengo, but it's something. And then the last thing on the team is Amoonguss with a Citrus Berry, the ability Effect Spore, Terror-type Poison, 252 HP, 252 defense, 4 special attack, with Relaxed Nature, Zero Attack and Speed IVs, with Giga Drain, Spore, Rage Powder, and Clear Smog. Kind of your go-to, like, alright, we need to control what's going on in this game, make people attack me, get rid of some things, or put something to sleep.
And it's also, so your speed control is all about making yourself faster, which means you might be in trouble with a Trick Room team. And this Among Us is very slow, and it actually runs train in Trick Room because it can spore most things in a Trick Room team. And so it's like a soft answer to Trick Room, but you need one. So it's interesting.
Yeah, it's your Trick Room answer. So if you know they're bringing Trick Room, your Amoongus can come in and actually make things worse for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that is the team. So, alright, we will head on over to the mailbag.
It's mail time! It's time for the mailbag! Send in your emails!
All right, and we are back with the mailbag section. As always, this section is sponsored by Green Toros, the energy drink that gives you hooves.
Hooves!
Hooves!
All right, we had 2 email responses in today. The first one coming in from Z Paladin. What it do, Puckle crew? Hope everyone is doing well and enjoying the holiday season. I love this time of year as we get closer to Christmas and the new year. And in this particular year, we also have a brand new competitive scene for Pokemon. I got into competitive battling in the last 2 years, and I've really dug into learn different teams and strategies. My focus has been on VGC, and that has some really neat ideas come forward with these new Pokemon. There are very powerful sweepers that can be enabled later in the game, Houndsdome and King Gambit, along with various speed control stats, Prankster Tailwind, and Armarouge Trick Room. Obviously, with the new gimmick, there is an entirely other factor to play around, which keeps the game fresh and exciting. Will the enemy Magnezone Terra into Flying type to avoid Earthquake? Or will you Terra your support Pokemon to a Dark type to avoid Prankster Taunt? There's so much potential with Terra types in VGC to help ensure you get the extra turn or alternately win harder with a boost to stab. I'm still trying to work out a team that fits my playstyle. I'm thinking Sandstorm at the moment. So I'm playing around with different Mons on Showdown until I find something that gels. Well, you should check out the team of the episode that we just put. That's a great Sandstorm team you should play around with, Z. This is probably my favorite part of the meta where everyone tries different things, and it's super neat to see what people come up with. That's all I have for now. Till next time, Z Paladin.
That was nice.
I mean, there's nothing more to say. I mean, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Immediately when they brought up Terra types, I was so excited at the potential for the competitive meta, and like I don't even really do that because I'm not that good at it. It makes me so excited to watch really good players play. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Yes, because even more so than the previous gimmicks, Terra can really like turn a match around in a second.
Yes.
And it's a lot of fun to watch. I really like it.
I flipped on Terra like 3 times now. I went from, oh, this is a cool idea, to, okay, maybe this is a little busted, to, actually, this could be fun. And, like, depending on the format you play in, I think Terra can be, is like, exciting and fun. Granted, I've played a whole bunch of Little Cup this generation, and I think Terra and Little Cup is super cool.
Oh, okay.
Well, granted, like, a lot of the Pokemon don't live very long anyways, so you're already, like, one-shotting things, so the ability to live hits or get extra KOs, I think, doesn't warp the meta that much. Whereas in, like, OU, you can just, like, I Terra to this one thing, and now you can't stop me.
I see. I haven't looked that much into OU. I've been watching a bit of VGC on YouTube. And I think as far as VGC goes, since there are only 4 Pokemon per side, so there's only 4 Pokemon can Terra, and since some of them have 1 or 2, maybe 3 Terra types that they tend to have the current meta, so it's not as wild as I was imagining it before the meta actually started. It's still pretty freaking wild.
Oh yeah.
So VGC was already a headache to keep track of. And now with this new thing, it's been very entertaining to watch I think it might be slightly frustrating to play. I haven't tried yet.
It's definitely new, and I'm excited to see where it, ends up. Whimsicott, why don't you take the next email?
I will. So this one is from Gigasaurus Games, and they say, "Hello, PUCL crew. As always, the show this week was very well done." I wasn't on it, but thank you from there, guys.
Thank you.
And it actually prompted action from me this time. The discussion this week was about competitive, especially you finally convinced me to go design a proper team on Showdown based on the show. The first team I made was a joke team with all 3 Volcaronas. Oh, that's right, you can technically do that.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's funny.
I decided to build a team featuring Revival Blasting and Annihilate, since it was compared to my friendly neighbor Dracovic. And that thing is absolutely a monster, even as bad as I am at laddering. The only thing that has consistently caused me trouble on the ladder, other than my bad play, come on, stop putting yourself down, is the frequency of other Cyclizar plus Ghost teams, which prevents me from reliably choice locking into one of my stab moves before something has been taken off the field. As a side note, half the team I designed can clear hazards, which is pretty fun. Oh, that's always good to have that option. I've also been surprised by Chi-Yu, as was I the first time I saw
the
it.
Fish!
I laughed so much. I laughed so much.
I think this might be my favorite, regional mythical / legendary.
I like both that and Qianpao a lot. They are very cute and very silly, and it's a fish fire.
I think this was a brilliant design, and I
love it.
So incredibly proud of them.
I love it. I love it a lot. Anyway, I've also been surprised by Chi-Yu, since I decided to throw it onto my team as well from the discussion. After using it a fair bit, the conclusion I have come to is, why does that thing have base 100 speed? It didn't need it. It already hit hard enough without needing to be fast as well. Base 100 means that it's fast enough to reasonably run specs instead of a scarf, and it hits ridiculously hard with it.
Correct.
Yes. The Pokemon that I don't remember you mentioning on the show that has really come through for me on this team as well is Great Tusk. It seems to have a surprisingly decent speed tier for how hard it hits with both Headlong Rush and Close Combat, and it seems to be pretty good at killing the most common spin blocker I've run into in Golden Go. I don't know that I have any other insights, since I've mostly been busy with Endless Semester stuff and haven't really gotten into competitive outside of that this generation. Thank you for all you do in putting together this show every week, and good luck at Arlington! Aw, that's so nice.
I know that we want to do a lot more come next year with competitive, at least with the PUCL community. At least that's my plan, is trying to run some of the tournaments and whatnot. But I'm sure we'll bring back some battle clinics and whatnot to get things set up, because we also have to get things ready for the UUTC when that comes.
That's going to be crazy.
So I think both these people already have the Green Tauros badge for 2022.
Well.
If you don't, just message one of us and we'll give it to you. But I'm pretty sure you both do already. And that's it. We don't have any other emails this week. If you'd like to send an email next week, topic, what are some quality of life changes that you liked, or what are some changes, I guess, to Gen 9 that you liked or did not like that you want to share? This is your time to vent, because Thatch will be reading all of them next week.
I mean,
That's
if
right.
we ever give the show back.
Yeah, if we give the show back. But, tell us what you liked about the show, what you didn't like about the show, about the games, not the show.
I mean, they can tell us what they like about the show.
They can tell, too. Yeah, that's fine.
We do have an annual survey for that, but they still can tell us in an email, of course.
Oh, of course. What you like about Gen 9, what you didn't like about Gen 9, things that could have been changed, thoughts, opinions, everything that you like, don't like, great, good, bad, all the same. And we are on YouTube, Twitch, as the PUCL Podcast. I think we're also on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Yup. Join the Discord.
Yes, join the Discord.
Join the Discord if you're not joining the Discord. That's where you can talk to all of us and have some fun. Thatch will be back next week, hopefully. And that's it from us. I have been Claude9.
I have been the Fluffiest Whimsicott.
And I've been Basket.
And we'll catch you guys on the flip-flop. It's closing time.
time.